place next to your son over here. I was stealing light.
Today we're going to start Chav Bais on the top. Bais, Amud Aleph.
Like you're sitting on it?
Yesterday we learned halacha from Rav Kereisos that human blood, there's no mitzvah to separate from it. That means that it's not even like a derabanan. We asked the question that it seems that there is. We said that we're talking about if it's still in your mouth, then there's no mitzvah to separate it. Once it's on the bread already, or if it's collected in a cup, then for sure it's an issue. Ikademasni la lahadar Rav Kereisos al hadar. See that on the top of the page? On the top. There are those that teach these words of Rav Kereisos on the following brisa. Now, Rav Kereisos, let's see, he's over here next to Rav Chisda and Rabbi and Rabbi Yosef. This is Rav Kereisos.
I have the Spanish Rav
Kereisos. He's in the middle of the Amorai period. He's the one that says, Kanayim v'shachib Rav, Amalad, Rav must have been sleeping when he said this. He wasn't actually a student. I think he was like a grand student of Rav. I think. The Tanya was taught in a brisa. Yachal chalav mahal chishtayim yehi oichlei over belav. Milk from a woman, breast milk, should be over. Vidinu, and it's even logical. It's probably not talking about the child, but talking about anyone else. Ma behema tmeya. If it a non-kosher animal, shehi kalta b'maga, that there's a leniency regarding the tumah that makes a person tamei, doesn't apply to an animal. Let's say a zav or a zava. These are emissions that a person can have that can make a person tamei. The animals don't have that. But nevertheless, but there's a stringency by animals regarding its milk. What's the stringency? That a non-kosher animal, its milk is not kosher. Mahal chishtayim. When it comes to humans, that they have other types of tama. In a din shetachman b'chalban, is it not logical that we should be machmer in the milk? In other words, if animals which have a leniency, we're strict about the milk if it's a non-kosher animal. So humans, which were strict about their tama, for sure we should be strict about the milk.
Chalabim
is
tama b'magas?
No.
Just
yeah. It's an interesting thing. You're pointing out that we're not using the exact chumrah to say. We're just saying we find chumrah over here in some other area, and nevertheless, application. Okay. You're right. Talmud Laimar, so the pasuk says, "V'zeh lachem atamei." This is for you. What's not kosher? What's not pure? Zeh tamei vein chalav malchishtayim tamei. It's not the milk from a non-kosher animal is tamei, but the milk from a woman is not tamei. Ela tahor, rather it's tahor. Oitzi esach chalav.
Is it for the Torah? Why don't they just say "V'zeh lechem atamei"? V'zeh lechol shtayim tar.
No.
In other words, what's the?
Well, you have to have what to argue about. There's a whole 3/4 of a page to fill up.
What are you asking? We're learning from the vizeh.
And this is tamei tar.
Oh, you're asking on the language of the Gemara, not the language of the pasuk.
No.
You're right.
Of the Gemara.
You're right. I when you read it, look, when you read it, I get it.
And this is not kosher. Is kosher. Just say that's not kosher. This is kosher. Okay, well, maybe there's something to be learned from it. But I don't know.
Yeah. In all honesty, when I read the sentence, I had to read it twice.
Right, because I read it the second time because I stopped it.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know the reason. He's just saying the sentence structure here. It didn't have to be like that. It could have written "Vein chalav mahal chisha tamei," or it could have said "But chalav mahal chisha is tar." Here it says both. Here it says, but just when you read it, it doesn't flow perfectly. Oitzi esach chalav sheina shava bakal. we've just excluded milk, which is not equal to all, because there is kosher milk and there's non-kosher milk. But we didn't exclude blood, sheshava bakol, which that is equal, because blood is never permitted.
It makes sense for him to spell it out specifically.
Okay. So what are we asking here? What about human blood? We just excluded human milk. What about human blood? So Talmud Laimar,
one isn't.
Does it again? That it says v'zelachem atame, and we're learning from that this is the only one that's not kosher, but human blood would be kosher. Now, on this is all an introduction. Allah, Amar Allah, Rav Sheshes, it says Amar Lei, but it's supposed to be Amar Allah, Rav Sheshes, Afilu mitzvahs parashem by, that you don't even have a mitzvah to separate yourself from it. In other words, it's not even a derabanan, yeah. Okay. We said what it's referring to is when it's in the mouth, but, okay. Tanan Hassam was taught over there. Where's over there? In Chulin. It says, Halev, Kaira, you might see as Damai. The heart, if someone wants to eat the heart of an animal, it's part of the animal. I'm sure they ate everything. So what do you have to do to get rid of the blood? So the heart is a muscle. So you have to tear the heart, tear it open, and you take out the blood that's inside. Like karo, let's say you didn't tear it. Aina over alav. You're not over. The Gemara there has a whole discussion if it means you cooked it in a pot or if you, I think you had different ways of dealing with this. But it says if you don't tear it, you're not over. Amar Abzera, Amar Abzera Marav. That's important. Abzera says in the name of Rav, Leishanu ala b'leiv. When does it say in over alav? That's talking about only by a bird's heart. Hayol vein by kazayas, because you don't have a kazayas in there. So the ina over alav would have to be adjusted, that you're not chayav, but not ina over. Avalev behemad yesh bekazayas, but if it's an animal heart and in the bekazayas, why is it not a revius? I don't know. But in the animal heart, where there's more blood there, then it's going to be aser v'chayavan alav kares. Now this is a big chiddush.
22 page. You're 2 pages over.
This is a big chiddush, because we're going to see that there was really only one type of blood that was chayav kares. That was the dama nefesh. That was the dama shchita. That was the real. We divided the blood into different types. The blood that the soul goes out with, the blood from the limbs. We divided it up. Interesting. So here, we said that kares is only by the blood that the soul goes out with. And here we have a statement from Rav.
Dam nefesh. What do they call in the Gemara?
Yeah, dam shana shama yotzavay, dam nefesh. So here we have a statement from Rav that when are you exempt from a punishment that's only by dam halay, by the lave? If you left it inside and you forgot to tear it and you cooked it, so or you ate it, so then you're exempt. But if it's the if it's the heart of an animal, then you'll be chayiv. The shaila is, the Gemara is going to ask shortly, why should you be chayiv? It's chayiv kares. You shouldn't be chayiv kares. It's not the right blood. It's the blood from one of the organs. Blood from the organs is only allowed. Okay, Meisvei, the Gemara has a question. Damatchol, the blood from the spleen. Damalev, the blood from the heart. Damaklayas, from the kidneys. Damivarim, other limbs. Hariela b'leisasei. It's a negative prohibition. Dam halchishtayim, dam shkatzim v'ramasim aser, vein chayav analav. If it's a human, or if it's shkatzim or ramasim, those little creatures, so you're not chayav on it. So this question is, that's why you chayiv kares for damalev of a behema. The Gemara says, kiktani ein chayav analav. When do we say you're not chayiv? That's al dam delay. That's on the blood of the heart. You see, we said clearly, damalev. It's only belaisa say you're not chayiv on that kares. He said the heart has 2 types of blood. The heart is an organ, and it has blood that's inside the muscle, and it also has blood that's flowing through the heart. Ki kamarav, when did Rav say that you be chayev? That you'll be chayev kares, that's for the blood that's flowing through the heart, not the blood that's from the organ.
It's interesting that they're
heart.
separating the blood from organs, but medically it actually makes sense, because if someone were to pierce the heart and someone would bleed, they would die much faster if, let's say, the spleen or some other thing started bleeding. They would last much longer if something else got a problem than if the heart had a problem. You can't continue if your heart's bleeding. It's done.
Did it mention anything?
They need it.
The bleeding heart liberals.
Bleeding heart liberals, right? That's why they're not surviving. There you go.
Okay. The Gemara says, dam delay. 1 second, we have a problem. There's a little bit of a problem. Dam delay, its own blood. Hainu dam ivarim. That's an organ. And we already had in the list dam ivarim. So we shouldn't have a list, the dam of this, the dam of that, and dam of limbs. Because that's one of the limbs. You don't have to repeat that. The Gemara says, according to your logic, milaktani dam klayas, uktani dam ivarim. It says the kidneys, that's an organ, and it also says dam ivarim. So you see, it's saying the specific and the general. Ella tani v'hadi tani. Rather, it teaches it, and then it says the specifics. I guess achinami tani v'hadi tani. So to here, it says the blood of the heart, and it also says the blood of all the limbs in general. The Gemara asks me, Alma mehechi asila. If it's other blood, how does it get there? Amar Rab Zera. It's interesting. Rab Zera is clarifying this. Let's see what he says. Amar Rav, Rab Zera Amar Rav, B'shasha neshama yetze misraf sarif. As the soul is leaving, the blood gets drawn into the heart.
Interesting.
I guess, I don't know, the term Mr. Sarif is an interesting word here. Rashi explains, how do they translate Mr. Sarif? So
So the animal draws life fluid into his heart's cavity. 27, that is, the animal's last breath draws its lifeblood.
the animal draws.
The blood that is about to carry out the animal's life force from the place of slaughter to the heart's cavity.
Draws it. Okay.
Yes, that's
So
in other words,
now
he's dying, and the last breath draws blood through his heart.
probably to protect the
No, it's
vital
part of
organs.
his natural
Right.
state. Normally, he breathes,
Right.
and blood comes, it pumps, everything pumps, and it comes to the heart. But this is the last effect of that.
So here, but we just say that the blood that's going through the heart, that could be dam nefesh. That's why they could be chayev. Chayev kares. Dam shel neshama yetze by chayev and alav.
takes on to help.
The blood that the neshama goes out with is chayev itmar. Is a damakaza. This is a little bit gory. What is the damakaza? What is the blood from a? How do they translate a wound?
Bloodletting.
Which is the blood of bloodletting that the soul shanashama tluyabai. Okay, so the Rashi over here goes through the. He says first there's a black blood that comes out. I feel like I'm reading those Homer books, it's gory. Okay, there's black blood, and afterwards it comes out red. But both of them are not flowing very hard. Then afterwards, it like spurts forth after that, and then after a while, it like trickles down to be less. So there's the original blood that's black, and then there's that original blood that after that it's red, but that black and red is not the strong thrust.
You cut yourself very deep when it takes a couple seconds, and then the first blood that comes out actually is much, much darker. And
really?
It takes a little slow, and then it picks up. That's when you know you really cut yourself bad.
So Rabbi Yochanan, so which blood here is going to be the more serious blood that the soul is going out with? You have a few stages here. You have the black, you have the red, and then you have the one that's going out with force. So Rabbi Yochanan Amar calls man shemakaleach. As long as it's spurting forth. So it's not that first blood, not that black or red original. It has to be with the force. From after that original black blood, then it's already dam neshama, dam neshama yotzes. Okay, the Gemara asks Meisvei. Let's just clarify. Rabbi Yochanan has less of a shear. Rabbi Yochanan has a larger shear. He starts a little earlier. What is damakaza that the soul goes out with? As long as it's spurting forth, sounds very much like Rabbi Yochanan. Yatzadam tamtzes mneshu shaises, but not dam tamtzes because that just trickles out, pours out. My love, is it not? Afilu rishon v'achron d'shaises ukadam tamtzes dami. The beginning blood which trickles out, and after blood that trickles out, is both of them is not the dam shana shama yotzes by tifta d'reish lakish. Kasha and Rish Lakish. Rish Lakish said that the first blood is considered the dam shana shama yotzes by. It says lai muti dam amashke. It's really only excluding the black blood that goes earlier. Aval dam rishon rachon afkav d'sheises hana dam nefesh. But the first blood and right after that, that is dam nefesh. Okay. Meisvei. Ezu dam. What's the dam? It's supposed to say dam nefesh. What's the dam nefesh? Let's see it out here.
So we just take out the word.
Take out the word rishon. Yeah. Ezu dam nefesh. Kozman shemekaleach. As long as it's spurting forth. Yatzu rishon rachim neishu sheises. Excluding the first blood and after that, because that just pours out. That just trickles out. It doesn't spurt out. Tifta d'reish lakish. It's a kasha and Rish Lakish. Rish Lakish said the first blood is also dam nefesh. Amalach tanaihi. Rish Lakish would say that it's really a machlekes tanaim, and he's going like the other opinion. The Tanya was taught in a Bais ezo dam nefesh. What is that blood? It's kozman shemekaleach. That's as long as it's spurting forth. Divrei Rabbi Elazar. It's the words of Rabbi Elazar. In the Shita Mekmetz it says Divrei Rabbi Elazar bar Reb Shimon. Reb Shimon Aimer mitipa mashcheres veilach. It's interesting that he argues according to this. No, it's the son arguing on his father. Reb Shimon says mitipa mashcheres veilach, from the black blood onward. So we see Rish Lakish has a source. Reb Shimon Taned debei Rabbi Shmuel. It's taught in the yeshiva of Rabbi Shmuel v'dam chalalim yishta. This is a pasuk from the curses of Bilam, the blessings that we got in Bilam. But there it says that Einam kalava yishkain, that he'll crouch like a lion, and then he'll drink the blood of his of the enemy. Yeah, dam chalalim yishta. So it says we learn from there the dam chalalim yishta that blood is considered a liquid that can make food susceptible to tumah. There are 7 types of liquids. Dam chalalim yishta, we learned from that blood is considered a liquid. So prat ledam kiluach, but the blood that comes out, that spurts out, she'ina machsher es hazraim, that blood won't make food susceptible to tumah. It's not considered a liquid. Okay, Boimine Rabbi Yirmiyah Reb Zera. Rabbi Yirmiyah asked Reb Zera the following question: Hikas dam lebehema v'kibel dam b'shnei kaises mao. If someone lets blood, does bloodletting to an animal, but receives the blood in 2 cups, I'm assuming that the animal's dying here with this, and we're talking about the blood, the chayiv kares. So al rishon divrei kol chayiv. The first one you're definitely chayiv. Al achron mi mechayiv. Eily. Is the person chayiv for eating the last cup, the second cup? Why is the first one chayiv? Because we're assuming that the dam kiluach, the blood that's spreading out, is mixed in, even though there was an original black and red blood. But we're assuming it's big enough to receive also the dam kiluach. So Amalei plucked the Rabbi Yochanan Rish Lakish. He responded.
Only the reason not not
See
to
the
have
pictures in the
last one,
Koran verse.
because
Saying
that's
that-
Dam Shaitas.
Yeah, Dam Shaitas, that it's the Dam Tamtis is called. So he says it's a machlekes Rabbi Yochanan Rish Lakish. The Itmar Hikis Dam LeBehema V'Kibul Dam B'Shtei Kais is actually a statement of Amirayin. Rish Lakish Amachayiv Shtei Chatais. Rish Lakish says Yechayiv 2 because he has the earlier Rabbi Yochanan Menachem Alachas. He only Chayiv 1. Which one?
Probably the first.
First one. So why is this machlekes Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish? Rish Lakish only added a little bit earlier. So if Rabbi Yochanan also says Yechayiv on the first one. Do you have any commentary there? I guess Rish Lakish's shear also contains the later blood. He holds that only so this is what's happening. Rish Lakish holds the later blood as well because he just said not just Am Kiluach. We were learning Rishon V'Achron. We didn't clarify this. Rishon V'Achron means the first red blood and the blood at the end, that's Shaisis, is also Chayiv. So Rish Lakish not only adds a little bit at the beginning, but he also adds at the end. That's why the second cup would be Chayiv. Very important piece. This last piece clarifies Rish Lakish's din. Okay. Rabbi Yehuda Mechayiv B'Dam Tamtzis. Go back to the Mishnah. Got a machlekes in the Mishnah. First Mishnah in Perek. He said that we divided up the different types of blood. Some is Chayiv Kares and some not. One of the ones that wasn't Chayiv Kares was Dam Tamtzis. Dam Tamtzis is the blood that just flows out after the person's dead already. And it just goes out. So, Rabbi Yehuda says no. Dam Tamtzis is Chayiv Kares. Amar Rabbi Lazar says, Maida Rabbi Yehuda Linyan Kapara. Don't think that when Rabbi Yehuda says that the Dam Tamtzis, the person's Chayiv, if he eats, that extra blood that comes out after.
Exegetically, I never heard that word before. This is a new
That
word.
sounds like to derive. It learns out from a pasuk. Exegesis.
Includes it for Curtis exegetic.
Is that like he derives it from a pasuk or something?
Yeah.
What is exegesis?
It's a methodology of learning, applying one thing from another.
Right. Okay. Spell it. Okay, yeah.
E-X-E-G.
Don't worry.
You took the shortcut.
It's a new language from military.
Huh?
It's a new language from military.
So, Rabbi Yehuda says that just because you're chayiv, if you eat it, that doesn't mean that if you try to sprinkle this blood on the mizbeach that it's going to work. On the mizbeach, you can only sprinkle the dam hanefesh.
No.
Has to be the first blood. The extra blood is not considered dam hanefesh. So, just because Rabbi Yehuda says that dam tamtis
So if you
is
were
chayiv,
slow or taking your time, by the time you wake up and you see the
yeah, you miss it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and you can't even scoop that off the floor. If you spill it, you can scoop it off the floor, but if you didn't catch it, I don't think that works. I think that's what we learned. So Moide Rabbi Yudlin Kapara Shenemar Ki Adam Hu Benefesh Yichaper, because the blood is in the soul, or the soul is in the blood. Adam Hu Benefesh is of the soul, and that's the atonement. Dam Shanefesh Yitzbei Mechaper, V'Shein Nefesh Yitzbei Mechaper. If it's not the soul blood, it doesn't atone. So it's just regarding eating, where Rabbi Yehuda says it's the same category. Rab Menachem bar Yitzchak. Rab Menachem bar Yitzchak says that Afana Nami Tanina, we've actually learned this in a Bais. Tanina could mean a Mishnah. Here we're going to see it's a Sifra. The Tani was taught in a Bais. Dam. Matam Alaymer Kol Dam. This is enough in mice. And over there it talks about not to eat blood. Over there it says Kol Dam Lois. Let's see.
Let's go
Asher
to
yochal
Adam
kol.
Nefesh.
Ager agar b'seichel asher yochal kol dam v'nasati panei v'yesha yichel ases adam v'echratias esa mikerev ama. So it says asher yochal kol dam. So what's that kol dam? All blood or any blood. So why does it have to say that? So lefish nemer ki adamu b'nefesh yichaper, because it says in the pasuk that the soul is an atonement. The blood of the soul is an atonement. I would only think that it's only referring to blood of a sacrifice, and even that, it's only the blood that the soul goes out with. Shehu mechaper, because that's the atonement. Dam chulin v'dam tamtis minayin. How do I know that a person can't eat mundane blood, means blood not from a sacrifice, or dam tamtis, and that's our emphasis here. How do we know that that's also asur? Talmud Leimer kol dam. So the kol dam includes dam tamtis as well.
But you still can't use it for the mizbeach.
Still can't use it for the mizbeach. So, that's why I need the pasuk to learn this. I need the kol dam to tell me, because I can't use it for the mizbeach. I think maybe not. And now the Gemara concludes, stam sifra mani. Who is the author of the sifra? Who's the language of the sifra if it doesn't say clearly a name? It says Rabbi Yehuda. It's Rabbi Yehuda. Stam sifra, Rabbi Yehuda. So the sifra is the medrash on Vayikra. The sifrei is the medrash on Bamidbar and Dvarim. It's called Sifra de Beirav, the medrash on Vayikra. Sifra means the book because it's larger. The sifrei is small. It's two books together. So Stam sifra is Rabbi Yehuda. Stam sifrei is Rabbi.
Why don't they include, or now more currently include, the sifra and sifra? It's really all.
Yeah.
It's all the same time. It's not like we're talking about learn shtim kubel, which came later, and that's already included.
Right.
Why don't they include proper?
What happens is people bring this stuff back. Individuals bring it back. The Tosefta wasn't really learned, and people brought it back. Rabbi Cheskel Abramsky, and they wrote his commentary on the Tosefta. People bring it back they bring it back into style.
No, I'm thinking but why does it have to be out of style? In other words, technically, the whole idea of the Mishnah was written, right? And then you have the Gemara. So fine, sure, the Gemara was concluded, but there were pieces not included, right?
Uh-huh.
Floating on Baises, whatever the story is. But surely by the time of the Achronim,
Right.
or the Sfaraim at least, whatever.
Right. I don't have a good answer. It's totally but mazel.
No, it just sounds like these are things that we're quoting all the time.
Yeah, it's
anyway.
incredible. If you learn the Sifra, you'll know.
So many of it.
You'll know the background to all the Gemara's questions.
Yeah,
before they.
It seems like it's part of it anyway.
Oh, thank you. Beautiful. Very nice. Thank you. There's a new Mishnah here. Rabbi Kiva Mechayev al Safek Mila Shem Tali. What's going to happen is, in the section in Vayikra that discusses Asham, so the first section talks about Asham Me'ilais. That means if someone has personal benefit from something from the Bais Hamikdash, he wasn't supposed to, and he used it for personal use, so he has to bring an Asham. The next section in Vayikra, the end of Vayikra, the last chapter of Vayikra, talks about Parshas Vayikra, talks about Asham Tali. If someone doesn't know if he did a sin that would incur chatas, he brings an Asham Tali in the interim until he finds out. Then we have other types of Asham. If he doesn't swear, if he doesn't testify when he's supposed to, or all of those things. So Rabbi Kiva says that it's like a mixing over here of two categories. If someone uses something from the temple for personal use, Kiva says that if he's not sure if he used it for personal use, he brings another type of Asham Tali. The Chacham say no, you're exempt. The reason why the Chacham are going to say you're exempt is because they say an Asham Tali is only for something that would have been a chatas. And you're not sure if you committed the sin.
No.
I put lines in my just emphasis. I use a pencil. So the Chachamim say he's exempt if he uses if he does Me'ila, and if he's not sure if he did Me'ila, he's exempt from Hashem Tali. Rabbi Kiva agrees that there's, together with Me'ila, there's a certain payment. If you had benefit, you have to pay for that benefit. You have to pay for the usage that you got from it, whatever that is. Rabbi Kiva says, like, okay, you need to bring an Hashem Tali because it could be you committed the sin, the ritual aspect of it, bring the Hashem Tali. But you don't have to pay for the usage of it.
How would they bring the meal over here?
He used something from the base of
20
Mikdash.
pages later.
No, because the
Anything-
Kereisos.
Now we're talking about the Kereisos element.
Isn't it anything that's been sanctified, even if it hasn't been given yet?
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily from the base of
It's not
Mikdash,
from
that's
the
how
base,
it
right,
was
right,
happened.
Right, trust or something like that.
Out of fifths,
There's supposed to be a chaimish also, yes. So Rabbi Kiva is saying that he doesn't have to. There is a chaimish. Kiva says he doesn't have to pay the money until he knows for sure that he owes it. But he still brings a carbon because there's a carbon for a doubt. Until he knows, and then he brings together with it Hashem Vadai. Amar Reb Tarfon. Reb Tarfon says to Rabbi Akiva, what are you doing to this guy? You're making him bring an Hashem Talai. Then he's going to find out that he did the sin. He's going to have to bring an Hashem Vadai, which is Hashem Me'ilas. Ella, maybe Me'ila v'chaimsha. Let him bring the Me'ila and the Chaimish right now.